What if there is a ship that survived the greatest flood in human history? This question sets the stage for our exploration of Noah's Ark, a story that has captured the imaginations of people across the globe for centuries. Noah's Ark is a tale steeped in religious lore, a story of hope, survival and divine intervention that features prominently in the traditions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. But beyond its spiritual significance, the Ark has also served as a focal point for historical inquiry. The mystery of its existence and the numerous attempts to locate it have only fueled our collective curiosity. Is it real? Did it truly weather the greatest deluge to ever sweep the earth? These questions have sparked countless expeditions, debates, and theories, turning the Ark into a symbol of human resilience and divine providence. Join us as we delve into the story of Noah's Ark, one of the most captivating tales of human survival and divine intervention. The story of Noah's Ark begins in the book of Genesis in the Bible. The narrative is a captivating one, a tale of divine intervention and survival against all odds. It begins when God, observing the moral decay of humanity, decides to wipe the slate clean with a great flood. But there's one man, Noah, whom God finds righteous. He commands Noah to construct an ark of specific dimensions, 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. But this ark isn't only meant for Noah and his family. God instructs him to bring into the ark two of all living creatures, male and female, to keep them alive during the flood. From the smallest insects to the largest beasts, the ark is to become a floating menagerie, a refuge in the midst of destruction. Then comes the rain, a deluge that lasts for 40 days and 40 nights, covering even the highest mountains under the heavens. But Noah, his family, and the animals are safe inside the ark, riding out the storm. After the rain stops, the earth remains flooded for 150 days. Then God commands the waters to recede, and slowly, the ark comes to rest on the mountains of Ararat. Noah sends out a dove, which eventually returns with an olive leaf, a sign that life is returning to the earth. Finally, after more than a year aboard the ark, Noah, his family, and the animals disembark onto dry land. It's a new beginning, a second chance for humanity, under the promise of God that he will never again destroy the earth by a flood. It's an epic tale, isn't it? But how much of it could be based on real events? The story of a great flood is not unique to the Bible. This is a fact that may surprise many, but flood narratives are a common thread woven through the tapestry of human history and culture. From the icy fjords of Scandinavia to the sun-kissed shores of Polynesia, from the towering peaks of the Himalayas to the vast plains of the Americas, tales of a cataclysmic deluge persist. Take the Epic of Gilgamesh, for instance. This ancient Sumerian poem, dating back to perhaps as early as the 3rd millennium BCE, tells the story of Utnapishtim, a man who builds an ark to survive a divine flood. Sound familiar? The similarities to the tale of Noah's Ark are striking, right down to the birds sent out to find dry land. Or consider the Greek myth of Deucalion and Pyrrha, who escape a flood sent by an angry Zeus. They repopulate the world by throwing stones over their shoulders, which transform into men and women. While this method of repopulation is somewhat different from Noah's, the core of the story, a divine flood and a chosen few surviving to repopulate the earth, remains the same. These stories and countless others from cultures around the world beg the question, could there have been a real, historical event that inspired these narratives? Some scholars posit that a particularly devastating local flood could have been passed down through oral tradition, growing in scope and divine wrath with each retelling until it morphed into the tales of global catastrophe we know today. Others point to the end of the last ice age, around 10,000 years ago. As the vast ice sheets melted, sea levels rose dramatically, flooding large areas of land. To the people living then, it would have seemed as though the entire world was being swallowed by the sea. Could there have been a real flood that inspired the story of Noah's Ark? The answer is not as simple as you might think. The truth may be buried beneath millennia of storytelling and interpretation, but the persistence and prevalence of these flood narratives cannot be denied. They are a testament to humanity's shared experience and the power of story to convey our deepest fears and hopes. Over the years, many have claimed to have found the remains of Noah's Ark. One of the most famous supposed discoveries is the Durupinar site in Turkey. An aerial survey spotted a boat-shaped formation, and some believed they had found the Ark. Excavations revealed intriguing signs: petrified wood, rivets, and even animal hair. However, many experts remain skeptical. The formation, they argue, is a natural geological phenomenon, and the supposed artifacts could be explained by other means. Then there's the Ararat anomaly, a peculiar shape spotted on Mount Ararat's icy slopes. Some assert it's the Ark, frozen for millennia. Satellite images and expeditions have only fueled the debate. Critics, though, point to the harsh conditions at such high altitudes. Would an ancient wooden structure survive? Another claim comes from the Hong Kong-based group, Noah's Ark Ministries International. In 2010, they announced they had found a wooden structure high on Mount Ararat. They presented wood samples, supposedly radiocarbon dated to the time of Noah. Yet, many question the authenticity of the find, highlighting the lack of peer-reviewed research and the group's religious bias. The Wyatt Archaeological Research also came forward with claims of finding the Ark. The late Ron Wyatt, an amateur archaeologist, claimed to have found chariot parts from the Exodus and the Ark of the Covenant, along with Noah's Ark. However, his claims lack scholarly support and are often viewed with skepticism. Each of these discoveries brings a spark of excitement, a glimmer of hope that we might uncover the truth behind this ancient tale. But archaeological evidence is a tricky beast. It's all about context and interpretation. Without definitive proof, these claims remain just that, claims. The search for the Ark continues, but the truth remains elusive. Each new claim, each new supposed piece of evidence only adds to the mystery. It's a story that has captivated us for millennia, and it seems it will continue to do so for some time yet. The search for the Ark continues, but the truth remains elusive. What does science have to say about the possibility of a global flood, and a ship that could carry all animal species? Well, let's start with the flood. From a geological perspective, there's no evidence to suggest a global flood event has ever occurred. The distribution of rocks and sediments across the Earth's surface simply doesn't support this idea. Furthermore, the sheer volume of water needed to cover all the land masses on Earth surpasses the total amount of water currently available on the planet, even when considering the deepest trenches of the oceans. Now, onto Noah's Ark. The notion of housing every species on Earth on a single ship is a staggering proposition. Today there are over 8 million known species, many of which have specific environmental needs that would be impossible to replicate on a ship, and that's without even discussing the space required. Then there's the issue of food. Each animal has its own unique dietary requirements. Some eat plants, some eat meat, others have more specialized diets. Ensuring the right food supply for each species over an extended period would be a logistical nightmare, to say the least. What about after the flood? If all life on Earth was wiped out except for the inhabitants of the Ark, the post-deluge world would face a severe lack of biodiversity. This could lead to a variety of problems, including decreased resilience against disease, reduced ecosystem productivity, and an increased likelihood of extinction for many species. Yet, it's important to remember that science and faith often approach matters from different perspectives. Science seeks to explain the world through empirical evidence and testable theories, while faith often involves accepting certain beliefs without the need for tangible proof. The story of Noah's Ark, like many religious narratives, may not align with scientific understanding, but it has a powerful symbolic significance for many. Its message of survival, redemption, and the renewal of life resonate deeply with millions around the world. The story of Noah's Ark challenges us to question and explore the boundaries between faith, history, and science. Beyond the literal interpretation, Noah's Ark carries profound symbolic meanings. This ancient narrative, deeply embedded in our collective consciousness, transcends the confines of a biblical story and permeates various religious and cultural contexts, each interpreting the Ark's symbolism in its unique way. In the heart of this tale, we find themes of divine judgment. The Ark, a vessel constructed under divine guidance, symbolizes a refuge from God's wrath against humanity's moral decay. It's a stark reminder of the consequences of our actions, a warning that resonates across time and cultures. But the Ark is not just a symbol of doom, it's also a beacon of redemption. Noah and his family, the righteous among the fallen, were chosen to survive the deluge. Their salvation aboard the Ark signifies the divine mercy that accompanies divine justice, a balance that's central to many religious philosophies. And then, there's the theme of survival. The Ark, with its diverse cargo of life, is a testament to the resilience of life in the face of cataclysmic events. It's a symbol of hope, a promise that life in all its forms can and will endure. It's a message that's especially poignant in today's world, as we grapple with the realities of climate change and biodiversity loss. The story of Noah's Ark culminates in a new beginning. As the waters recede, the Ark rests on Mount Ararat, marking the dawn of a new era. This symbolizes the potential for renewal and rebirth after a period of turmoil and destruction. It's a powerful metaphor for personal and societal transformations, inspiring us to rise above our challenges and start anew. Whether you see it as a historical event, a myth, or a metaphor, the story of Noah's Ark continues to resonate with us. Its multi-layered symbolism speaks to our deepest fears and hopes, reflecting the complexities of our human experience. And as long as these themes remain relevant, the Ark will continue to sail in our collective imagination. We've sailed through the story of Noah's Ark, exploring its origins, evidence, and symbolism. We started our voyage with the mystery that has intrigued historians for centuries, the biblical account of Noah's Ark. A tale that captures our imagination. It tells of a great flood, and a man chosen to ensure the survival of all species. We then navigated through the sea of historical possibilities. Could such an event have really happened? Different cultures around the world have their own flood stories, hinting at a shared historical event. Our journey brought us to the shores of archaeological evidence. While conclusive proof remains elusive, discoveries like the Durupinar site have sparked excitement and debate. We also delved into the scientific perspectives, examining how the Ark's story aligns with geological and climatic data. Lastly, we reflected on the Ark's enduring symbolism, a beacon of hope and survival amidst the chaos. As we end our voyage, we leave you with this thought. Stories like Noah's Ark, whether fact or fiction, continue to shape our understanding of the world and our place in it.